Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Last week I did a short little time-lapse video on my Instagram showing how I make my cold brew coffee. In the summer, I haven't been reaching for the hot coffee as often and going more toward the iced coffee. And I did a video like 2 years ago, maybe almost 2 years ago, about how I make my iced coffee, and I will be linking that right up here. Some things have changed about it, but the main thing that has changed that I'm going to show you today is that I don't buy my cold brew coffee anymore. I actually make it from home. And a few months ago, I was inspired by Allison from The Life of a Homemaker, and she had made like a giant jar of cold brew coffee, and I really wanted to give it a try. And so this is just kind of my recipe. This is what I found after browsing a lot of recipes online, and this is so easy. You probably won't buy your cold brew in the store anymore. For my recipe, all I use is coffee and a jar. Now this particular jar I got at Meijer. It's just a ball jar and it's 64 ounces. And what I found that I do is I take 1.5 cups of this coffee. Now this is Barissimo Breakfast Blend. It's a medium roast, and this is actually from Aldi. It's about $4.99. And I am not a coffee snob. If there is any kind of coffee that you like, use whatever you want. If I had the time, what I would probably do is ground the beans, which I have done a couple of times. I've ground the beans and made my cold brew from that. But just to save time, I have it already ground. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and make this real quick for you. I just have my glass measuring cup, and I'm gonna measure into here 1.5 cups of my ground coffee. You know, roughly that much. And I'm just going to pour it in the jar. I'm gonna do that off camera because I will make a mess if I do it holding it up like this. Okay, I just did this off camera and still made a mess. But this is what it looks like in the jar. It doesn't look like much, but I'm gonna fill this to the top and then stir until it looks like it is all mixing together really well. As you can see here, it's filled all the way to the top. And as you know, the minutes and seconds pass, the grounds kind of float to the top, but that's totally okay. I just put my lid on it, and I'm gonna let this sit overnight. I have left this for as little as 8 hours, and I've left this for as long as probably 14 or 15 hours overnight. Probably if you went 24 or more, it would be like really rich and strong. But for me, just an overnight brew works perfectly. Now keep in mind, this recipe is gonna be different for every person and their tastes. I like something kind of medium strength. I do add a little bit of coconut creamer to it, but that is it. I don't do anything really fancy with my coffee. So what I'm gonna do is just leave this on the counter overnight, and I will see you in the morning. Hopefully I'm not looking too rough when I see you in the morning to show you how I get some nice rich iced coffee out of this. So I'll see you in the morning. Hello and good morning. It is the next morning and it is time to get my cold brew coffee going. But the thing I have to do first is strain it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set the camera up in a different angle, but first I'm gonna take my jar, and this is what it looks like now that it's been sitting overnight. This has been sitting for about 14 hours, if I'm not mistaken. And I have this glass batter bowl from Pampered Chef and this fine mesh strainer that I think I just got at the grocery store. It's from KitchenAid. And I'm just going to pour my coffee grounds through this. Before I start pouring though, I take off the lid. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but there is on top a almost solid section of grounds that they're not super wet. So I take a spoon and just glop that into the sink first. So let's go ahead and get started. that's it. That's how I make my cold brew coffee. After I pour it into the glass batter bowl, I pour it into this quick stir pitcher from the Pampered Chef and store this in the fridge. And since I was in a hurry, I went ahead and made my iced coffee for the morning. I just put some ice in here and poured in my coffee and my coconut creamer, which is right here. This is my favorite. And then I stir it up and I'm ready to go. This Wonder Woman mug comes with me everywhere. This is kind of my go-to mug when I want to keep things cold. And we are off to Taekwondo this morning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up if you did. And of course, subscribe if you are new here. And please try this for yourself and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Or if you have a recipe that you have perfected that you want to share, leave that in the comments below because everyone's got a little bit different tastes. This is just what works for me and what I enjoy. So have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Thumbs up. Cheers. Cheers.
You got a magnifying glass? Can you show us how it works?
It doesn't see us.
It doesn't see us. I think it does. I think the camera sees us.
I think this doesn't see us.
Oh, okay. Can I kiss? Oh, thank you.
Bye. Bye, camera.
Bye.
Bye. Get away from me. Can you get it away?